So these past few days, we've heard all type of different news on what Canelo Alvarez was going to announce. Today, we continue to hear reports that Canelo Alvarez was about to announce that he's fighting Jermall Charlo on May the 4th. Yesterday, we'll talk about the reports that we heard yesterday, but in this video, I'm going to let y'all know what Canelo Alvarez really announced and what he really said and who he said he was going to fight next. Before we do that, make sure y'all hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook. So like I said, these past couple of days, we've been getting all type of reports. You know how these YouTube content creators do. Everybody got a source. They got it from their sources. Canelo is about to announce this. Canelo is about to say this. Instead of just sitting back and waiting to see what Canelo got to say. But everybody want to run and be first. And then when they dead wrong, oh, well, that's what my sources told me. My sources had told me this and that. So, of course, it's been going on again. And it looks like that everybody's sources was dead wrong. Now, Canelo, we've known for the past couple of days that he was going to make an announcement today. And he did that. Now, he did that in Spanish, so a lot of people don't know what the announcement was. Now, yesterday, Rick Glazier, he hopped his old ass on Twitter, and he said that Canelo was going to announce that he was leaving the PBC. Yeah. And he also was going to announce that he was fighting Jaime Munguia. Everybody ran with that story. Some of y'all favorite YouTube content creators, they put that story out and they ran with it. He was leaving PBC and he was going to do a deal with the Zone Boxing. Yeah, that's what we heard. Now today, early in the morning, everybody hopped on X, everybody hopped on YouTube, claiming that Canelo Alvarez had finalized the deal to fight Jermall Charlo for May 4th. Now, y'all see, I didn't come out with no video. Now, I did do a video yesterday, and the video that I did yesterday was Leonard Ellaby telling everybody to stop listening to all these sources and all these false reports about what Canelo Alvarez is going to do next. Leonard said, look, Canelo will let everybody know what he's going to do next. So I suggest everybody just wait to see what Canelo says. Well, ain't nobody did that. Now I did it because we don't know what Canelo's going to do next, right? Until this announcement today. So since everybody couldn't wait, all the news is already surfacing. Now, is that news correct or not? Well, I'm here to let y'all know that that news is false because Canelo, he did not come and say he was going to fight Jaime Munguia. Canelo did not come and say that he was leaving the PBC. Canelo did not come and say that he was fighting Jermall Charlo. I'm sorry, but he didn't say that. This is what Canelo had to say. Canelo says that he signed another year deal with TV Azteca. Now, that's a television network based in Mexico. He also says that he'll be fighting on May the 4th. He says, and he expects to announce his opponent in the next week or two. Yeah, he didn't announce who he was fighting. He also went on there and he talked about how the people, right, the top heads, they wanted him to charge pay-per-view for the Mexican fans, right, in Mexico. And he says that he's not going to do that. He fights for his people, so he wants to let them see it free. So he says it's not going to be on pay-per-view in Mexico. It's going to be free. That's what Canelo said. Didn't tell nobody who he was going to fight. All of these sources, they're just making up shit and crossing their fingers that they was going to be correct. As you can see. You can see Rick Glazier is full of it. You can see your favorite YouTube channels and content creators. They full of it. Canelo didn't announce none of that shit. And this is what boxing has become. Come out, tell a lie, and cross your fingers and hope to God that it's the truth. Or hope to God that the fighter announces what you said that they was going to announce. You're guessing. You're throwing shit on the wall and praying it sticks. That's all that is. And as far as Canelo, man, I'm really not too interested in what Canelo does, in who Canelo announces he fights next week if it's not David Benavidez, or if he doesn't announce that he's fighting one fighter and then the next fighter in September will be David Benavidez, right? And it's a whole lot of fans that think it's okay for him to duck and dodge David Benavidez all these years and continue to duck David Benavidez, right? I hear a whole lot of fans making excuses for Canelo and then saying that Benavidez needs to be fighting Bivol or Bitterbeef at 175. How are you going to tell a man what weight division he needs to be at just so he don't fight the fighter that you in love with? Like, that shit right there, this is what boxing has become. You know, instead of holding his feet to the fire and saying, look, Canelo needs to fight David Benavidez. We're not going to support it if it's nobody else but David Benavidez. Straight up and down. Then you have the Terrence Bud Crawford fanatics. They're preaching that he needs to fight Bud Crawford. David Benavidez don't deserve it. Like, come on, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? So, yeah, me personally, I don't want to see him get in the ring with nobody but David Benavidez. And if it's not David Benavidez announcement for May the 4th, well, with that announcement, whatever he makes in the next week or two, I want to hear him announce that he will be fighting David Benavidez in the next 2 fights. Other than that, if it ain't that, I'm not supporting it. I don't care who it is. Because we know the names that's been surfacing. You got Jaime Munguia, trash. You got Terrence Crawford, who is a great fighter, but man, that man got to move up 3 weight divisions. So explain to me, what sense does it make ducking a fighter that's your mandatory, that's been your mandatory for years, to skip over him to fight a guy that's got to move up 3 weight divisions? When your last 2 fights, well, when your last 3 fights was an old ass Triple G, trash. Then you came and fought John Ryder, trash. And then you came and fought Jermall Charlo that had to move up 2 weight divisions, that was coming off a 16-month layoff and a broken hand in a hand surgery. Come on, man. Canelo Alvarez has been stealing from the fans. He been stealing. That's what he doing. He been robbing the bank with no mask on. And this shit gotta stop. And people supporting this, it's just ridiculous. Why are we supporting this? Not we, because I'm not supporting it. But a lot of y'all that's listening to this right now, y'all support this trash. I thought boxing was supposed to be the best fighting the best that they best. That ain't what he been doing. You know, and believe me, I don't think that PBC is going to continue to pay him these big paydays to fool the fans. They can't continue to do it. And no other network is going to pay him and continue to pay him to fool the fans. And if they do, they're going to lose out on a shit ton of money. And you heard Leonard Ellaby just say that they're not in the business of losing money. Real talk. But anyway, once again, the announcements that's been surfacing saying what Canelo was going to announce, they was all false. Canelo announced that he will be making his fight announcement for the May the 4th fight in the next week or 2. And he announced that he renewed his contract with Azteca TV in Mexico. They'll all be getting his next fight that'll be on pay-per-view in the U.S. for free in Mexico. Let me know how y'all feel about all this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure y'all hit my like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed. And y'all already know how I do. Tego talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.
See the European grills, oh the lips gliss, tank full of Theraflu, cause I be in them